From the DebtProdigy.com studios, you're listening to One-on-One.
You are listening to One-on-One. I'm Jimmy Olsen. Thank you for joining me once again. And joining me this go-around in this episode is David Bush. He has extraordinary health coaching. In fact, Dave and I met, I don't know, has it been about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer than that?
Yeah, it sure feels like years now since we've been chatting so much. But, yeah, great to be here with you, Jimmy.
In fact, I met Dave, and him and I had some conversations and turned Dave to be even my own little health coach to kind of, hold me kind of accountable to see how things are going and see how I'm moving forward myself, which is just fantastic. And I was having a conversation with Dave the other day, and it's one of those things that I know a lot of people don't. I do, even Dave does. I have a few podcasts, and something that was kind of getting at me, and I just wanted to have a little conversation with him is, right now, I think at least every, we'll say 2 to 4 years, we all seem to be surrounded by a lot of negativity. And in fact, I think, and this is personal opinion, that I think it can be borderline bullying when the elections and politics really start getting in full bore. Not saying either candidate or party per se, but maybe even a lot of the special interest groups, which we're starting to see that kick in, which we just had the debate this week. But something I want to looking at, because we've been seeing a lot of issues lately. We've been watching in the news. We've been seeing things that are happening, from online bullying to bullying at school. And sometimes even in our personal lives as adults, you can see that bullying even when you're at work trying to get things done. And Dave, I just wanting to kind of get more of a positive spin for people to look up on the better side of things, to maybe try and help tone that down in their lives.
Yeah, I think that our perspective determines our path, Jimmy, and we can take it on the perspective of, a negative person that's going to be constantly seeking out the things that are wrong in the world, or we can end up taking the positive spin on things and looking for, all the positive things that are going on there. And I can tell you, for every negative, there is a positive, or maybe two positives. And it's all about a person's individual perspective and what they choose to allow to accept into their brain and to accept into their perspective.
Well, and it's even, as they say, when you see those negatives, it takes that much more positive that you need to get that to spin around. And a lot of times that can just be who you're surrounding yourself with, either being a life coach, a health coach, maybe going to the gym, whatever it is that you can work on yourself personally to really pick up your spirits.
Yeah, there's definitely a whole group of positivity vampires out there, that are just searching out to, suck out the positivity in our world, and they're just negative people, and they oftentimes, prey on those people that are vulnerable to the idea of negativity. And those people oftentimes are the ones that are not surrounding themselves with people that are healthy-minded people, people that are pursuing a positive world. And so, yeah, the power of positive association is so valuable to each and every one of us. So it's a good time to take a snapshot and say, who are we surrounding ourselves with? And if we have a negative family member or negative family members, we can still end up surrounding ourselves with positive people. And with so many opportunities like your podcast, Jimmy, other great resources, blogs, websites, Facebook groups, social media groups, there's so many great places to get plugged into a positive environment, but it requires people taking action and seeking it out, because the path of least resistance will lead you to a negative perspective.
Absolutely. I love that. Positive vampires. I think that should be your next ebook there, Dave.
Okay, I'm taking notes. I'm glad I showed up today. This is good to hear.
I like that right there. Well, and that is entirely true. It's who you're reaching out to. Either, like I said earlier, with life coaches, health coaches, maybe even your pastor or whoever it is that you need to have those conversations with. And I know even with Dave, you have a lot of blogs that you do with extraordinary health coaching, to where you even have an ebook that people can download and get more information, and even see how you can help someone as they're trying to turn things around into the positive, physically, mentally, and financially.
Yeah, what we're trying to do, Jimmy, is we're trying to help people to create health in their life and every aspect of their life, starting off with physical well-being, changing what we're consuming in terms of thoughts, but also in terms of food and water and exercise and how we're filling our days. And when we begin with the basics and we use food as a form of energy, when we use healthy food or healthy diet of words, a healthy diet of songs or poems or anything that's a positive filtration system that can begin to clear our mind in the beginning or the ending of our day, we can start to make better healthy choices. And with those healthy choices, we start to build up commitment, and we start to build up confidence, and we start to seek out opportunities that start, rewarding us for having a positive attitude. I mean, most organizations are going to reward an employee to carry a positive mental attitude. Most organizations are going to promote people, the business opportunities of the world, the people that are going to, give people an opportunity is going to be that person that carries positivity, even in a negative world. When things don't go right, the person that's going to be elected to the presidency, they may end up running negative ads, but at the end of the day, it's the one that can cast a vision of a positive future, which is going to be the one that gets the votes, because people want to have a positive life. They don't want all negativity. So we help people to create health in all aspects of their life and to maintain a healthy mindset and to be positive in all areas of life.
And that's something that you can start at almost any time. I mean, I've got friends that I've even had conversations about this with, and they say, well, I mean, of course, number one, to when you're ready for that change, you have to be ready. You have to make that decision. Nobody can force you to do it. But then in their own mind, they're thinking, well, but where I am in my life, that's just something that I'm not ready for. But the thing is, we can be ready for that at any time, and we're always on a journey, and we are always a work in progress.
That's correct.
So
always turning, always working at it. And if we stop doing that and we slow down or we take a break and a vacation, oftentimes, bad habits and bad mental attitudes start to surround us just because we live in a negative world. People are going to be more motivated through pain than they are going to be motivated through pleasure. That's why there's negative news. That's why there's negative political ads, because people will do things out of fear that they won't do out of the benefit of change and the motivation of a better future. So the world uses our fears and uses our negativity as a way to get us to do things that benefit them. And for us to change that, we got to choose a different style. We got to have a new kind of normal, if you will.
Absolutely. Well, Dave, it's always a pleasure chatting with you. Like I said, I just wanted to have that conversation. If you're wanting to get more information about, Dave and how he can help you with health coaching, that's ehealthcoahing.com for extraordinary health coaching. And you've got the ebook there. You've got other details. And, I know you're always there wanting to help somebody out and feed that positivity in their lives.
That's right. We look forward to continuing to encourage for a healthier America and a healthier world. Thanks for the opportunity to partner with you, Jimmy.
It's always a pleasure, Dave. Thank you very much. Again, David Bush, Extraordinary Health Coaching. Find out more about him at ehealthcoaching.com. I'm Jimmy Olsen, and you're listening to One on One.
You've been listening to One on One with Jimmy Olsen from the DebtProdigy.com studios.